Hello YouTube, welcome to Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. We got something real special today. We're going to interview Bob Barnes from Syracuse, New York. He runs this high-powered bicycle here all across the country, actually all across the world. So stay tuned, we'll tell you all about him. Before we get into today's video, I want to tell you a little bit of background. We are in Biloxi, Mississippi. We are driving through on the way to Florida for work. We stopped by this afternoon to check out some of the machines here for cruising the coast. 20,000 street rods are here. But my wife's a big fan of this gentleman we're going to meet today. His name is Bob Barnes. He is a cyclist that travels all over the country. Last year, he literally visited every capital in every state. This year, he's doing something different. He's traveling the outer regions around the coast. We met up with him today in Biloxi, Mississippi. We're going to visit with him just a little bit, tell you a little bit of his background. So I want to give you this little bit of intro before we visit with Bob. I think you'll enjoy it, and we'll tell you how you can go in and support him a little bit later. So that's the background, something totally different, but he's an interesting guy, and what he does is absolutely amazing. So stay tuned. Well, guys, as I was saying, we're with Bob Barnes. He's from Syracuse, New York. Bob, appreciate you letting me
my pleasure.
Talk with you. This is something totally different than we ever do. We're not in the shop, not working on race cars, we're not at the racetrack, but I think you'll find this absolutely amazing. And this is a good guy here. I want to help this guy out. When I said he travels around the world, he really travels around the United States. Last year, he actually traveled to every capital in the United States, including Hawaii. Now, he didn't pedal his bike across the water, so he had to fly out there with his bike. But nonetheless, he went to every capital in the United States. I was introduced to Bob through my wife. My wife has been following him on Facebook for, I guess, a year and a half, and she's behind the camera today. But we're just going to visit with Bob. And we're in Biloxi, Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi for the Cruising the Coast car show. You know, we come down here every year and give you some good videos. So I have to ignore the traffic here. But first of all, thanks, Bob. Now, tell us where I know last year you went to all the capitals. How long did that take?
That took 359 days, and the goal was to finish in less than a year, so we did it. And it was
really close there at the end.
It was close at the end because the ferry, I had to make the ferry, and it was very...
In Canada,
it was very dramatic. We had to make the ferry to Juneau, Alaska, which you can't drive to or pedal to. So, but we made it. It was really exciting.
Well, I guess his excitement and my excitement is two different things. Number one, I ain't got enough energy to get on this thing. Now, bless the heart, he's nursing a shoulder. He actually got in a little accident over here. That was Monday night or Sunday night.
What's today?
Today is Tuesday.
Tuesday, so that was Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday night. Yeah. He actually got
hit by a car.
Got hit by a car down here, and he's kind of nursing a sore shoulder right now. But he's on the venture on. You're going to leave out tomorrow?
Yes.
Now on this trip, what are you doing on this particular trip?
This trip is supposed to be easier. I wasn't supposed to get hit by a car. My first time ever getting hit by a car in all 3 trips that I've done. But the general idea of this trip is to pedal 10,000 miles. It's called the Great American Coastal Excursion, and here we are on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and it's supposed to be warmer and less challenging than the previous trip. So we're more than halfway past our goal, and we're just going to continue on continue heading west towards San Diego, and we'll go into Texas.
All right. So on this particular trip, you started at home in New York. So we came down the East Coast, I guess.
No, I went to. From New York, Syracuse, New York, I went west to Michigan.
Okay.
When I got to Michigan, I looped around Lake Michigan, which is part of the coastal excursion. I came down to Chicago, Cincinnati, and then I headed towards the East Coast, where I got to the Atlantic Ocean in Virginia Beach. And at that point, we just stuck to the coast, all the way down to Key West.
Can you? Okay, I want you to let that sink in just a little bit. Riding this thing that long, It makes me hurt just thinking about it. But notice the tires. This is not some big old. I mean, this is a man that does this. Now we'll take a real close look at his bike here in a second. But I want to jump back to last year. Again, the goal was to hit every capital in the United States of America in 365 days. It came right down to the end. My wife would keep me updated I didn't have to go to this page, so she kept me updated. But it really got interested there at the end. I'm so glad. But you went back after that. You successfully completed that trip.
Yeah.
But then you got back, and how long did you take off before you started this?
It was less than a year, and honestly, during that trip, I didn't think I'd be back out here again. But here I am, and enjoying myself.
Now it's absolutely amazing. Just the thought. Now, on this trip here, you hope to be. There's really no time frame, but you want to use it, so you're not as pushed. So hopefully, you can like you can take an extra day like you did today,
exactly, and
enjoy it.
This is actually the first time out of all my trips that I've spent 3 days in one place, and I got to try to get out of here tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm gonna be stuck in Mississippi.
You can't beat this location. You got sun, perfect blue skies, about 20,000 street rods,
right.
And so it's a perfect place. We do say a little prayer for him, and you see this, and his shoulder will get better. I know we appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's take a look here at his bike, and let's see if he can tell us a little bit about it.
All right.
Okay, now I know you got a name for your bike.
Yes, the name of the bike is Seabiscuit 3, also SB3, because I've done 3 trips. The first bike was named Seabiscuit, and then Seabiscuit 2, and this is Seabiscuit 3.
Seabiscuit 3.
Yes.
Now, I can't help but notice it's like a generator or something.
It is.
Here.
That's how I charge my equipment, which includes a GoPro and my phone. I also had, up until I got hit by the car, I had a drone, but indirectly the drone got lost because of that accident.
Man, that is.
So I can use that to charge my.
I mean, you have a spare tire and tubes and all with you?
I have everything. I have my tent. The chair, this is my favorite thing because it weighs 6 pounds. So if you're on a bike trip, you're not going to carry a 6-pound chair. But it's my Archie Bunker chair. That's where I need to sit in. I have different bags, and I know where everything is. It's kind of cool that I actually can I don't have to think about too much. It's organized chaos, but I know where everything is.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, the thin tires, it's like you'd want some of these, especially when you go across Louisiana, these thin tires can concern me. But
they do look thin, and they are thin, but they're touring tires, and they work.
Now, how much weight do you think you have here total?
Over 100 pounds.
100 pounds.
Yeah.
And
it's heavy.
Yeah, that's well, that is amazing. So now this bike is I'm sure it's chrome moly and all, or is it a regular steel frame bike?
This particular bike is a steel frame bike. I don't want to say the name of the bike because they didn't want to sponsor me.
Right.
But sorry.
Well, I don't blame you. Hey, that's the way our race car is. No ride for free, man.
Right. But the first 2 bikes were aluminum. But in the end, a bike is a bike is a bike. They are built well and.
See, that's what we're competing against.
But yeah, it's a steel frame. It's holding up better than the first 2 bikes so
well,
far.
My son has just started riding BMX, or not BMX, but mountain biking. And Lord, he's gone out and got this high dollar titanium frame. I don't know what it is, all this stuff.
A lot of times you get what you pay for it, and you can take it to a whole nother level,
But this is no special. This is just like a standard bike. So it's not some type of high tech. Okay.
No, it is a touring bike. It's made to go the distance.
Okay.
So yes, as far as that goes, it's a touring bike. That's what.
All right.
Just get on it and ride forever.
Well, y'all, I just hope y'all can appreciate what this man has done. But that's his whole livelihood. When he's away from home in Syracuse, New York, is on this bike. Now, I've got to ask you, we're kind of bouncing back and forth between last year and this year. What is the craziest thing? You actually had a fire last year in your tent?
I did. It was unfortunate. I could have been seriously injured or could have died. My tent burned down. I was in the tent. I was in Michigan. It was cold out. I used a propane burner all the time to heat my tent, but that particular night I fell asleep. I kicked over the propane burner, everything caught on fire, and I don't know how, but I didn't get burned. I woke up, the fire was entirely around me, and I lost everything.
So don't know if you can imagine that. So it's bad enough you're not in a hotel room, you're in a tent. The guy's not homeless, he's doing this on purpose, but he's in a tent and he loses his tent to a fire. You can't get no worse than that. So I know you have to have I know you've had some great stories of meeting people. Now, we actually heard about him. I want to give Glenn Beck a plug here. We actually heard about him the first time on Glenn Beck. And I'll tag him on this as well. Glenn, we listen to Glenn every morning until I get so depressed I can't listen anymore. Love you, Glenn, but he speaks the truth. But anyway, that's how we heard about him. So other than being on Glenn Beck and being on, I know you get a lot of media coverage as well. So local people say, who's this crazy guy on the bicycle?
Well, they always contact me. I did a lot of stuff with Fox News. They had a series on me on my whole last trip.
That's right. They was actually following you on the morning Fox and Friends, I think.
Yeah. And when I got to Hawaii, they actually put me live on the Honolulu morning show, which was really
for
great.
The grand finale.
Yeah, that was really great.
But now you mentioned to me earlier off camera, you said that you were kind of it was kind of a letdown almost. I mean, to point.
Well, on the first trip. So the second trip, I made it extra long in case I got tired. I was gonna just like do the farthest trip nobody's ever done before, and I accomplished it. And at that point I was satisfied.
You know,
I was happy.
Well, tell them why you do it. What do you promote all along the way?
Well, I promote blood donation. So if you're eligible to donate blood, I think everybody should. And I donate myself as we go. There's only 3% of the 30% of the population is eligible to donate blood, but only 3% of those people do. And I find a lot of people that I ask say, "Oh, I used to donate blood." So let's just get that crowd back, because I'm not a great salesman, you know. Let's just get out there and.
I think you're
donate.
doing a pretty good job of promoting it. So we got the tent fire. We're trying to educate the people in importance of blood donation. We've met some big name people, been on Fox TV.
Yeah.
What is some other crazy story? Something, I mean, ever run in with animals or anything?
Weather. No, the animals, I've been okay with the animals. I've seen them. I've seen snakes, tarantulas, bears, dolphins, whales. I've seen almost every animal but a moose, which I want to see, but it's not going to happen on this trip.
Yeah,
But the other thing is as far as craziness is the weather. I've pedaled through snowstorms, and I can get into detail about that and how great people were helping me, as far as like the DOT would see me on the side of the road and plow the interstate for me when I'm in Arizona, you know, and they would call ahead and let them know I'm coming, and it was incredible. But I got frostbite in Wyoming. I wasn't diagnosed with it, but I lost feeling in my toes for 9 months. So that was a battle, and I didn't want this trip to be that. So I'm sitting here.
I don't want any of you guys to think I'm crazy because I like race cars. This is what's nuts. Well, that's so. So you got animals, you got everything pretty much covered. But tell me what maybe the neatest. I know you meet people online who want to help you somehow and financially and stuff. But there's probably been some. You've been any inspiration? Anybody ever told you, look, man, you really make me want to go out?
I actually, yeah, that happens a lot. And,
yeah.
And it makes me smile, and I appreciate it totally, because I never thought of myself as being inspirational, but I am. And
very much so.
Because people tell me, I believe it.
Yeah. All right, so we've looked over the bike now, and I have even more respect for him. But he's going to end up in San Diego, California from here. Again, this time he's not really under a big schedule gun. But now when you get out to California, will you fly back, I hope, at that point?
I think I'm going to take the train.
Take the train.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
There you go. More.
Yeah. That's what I did on my last trip, and I just enjoyed it so much.
Now, I do want to tell you, I'm going to reach over here. Everybody knows what this is. He's got a GoPro. And I do want to give him a plug on Facebook. What do you go by for on Facebook, or as on Facebook?
Bibbery Travels, Bibbery Travels.
Bibbery Travels. So make sure you follow him on Facebook. Now, he's just came out with a YouTube channel, which is called?
Same thing, Bibbery Travels.
Okay. I'm going to link that on this video. And do me a favor. This guy, I got a soft heart. Y'all see me get choked up. But this guy does not have any sponsors. I mean, I love what he said. Hey, there ain't no name on that bike. In my race car, nobody rides for free on all of our race cars. You know, this guy does have his pocket. He does also, he has a GoFundMe page. And I encourage you, how can they get you on
That's also Bivery Travels. Just GoFundMe Bivery Travels.
Okay, so Bivery Travels on GoFundMe. Y'all help this guy out. He does not stay in a hotel. He sleeps on everything on this bike. He has his tent with him. He has his Archie Bunker chair. And that's where he stays at. Give this guy some love, okay? Reach out to him on GoFundMe.com and find him by his name. And obviously, I'm going to link his YouTube. Plus, also go and subscribe to his channel. He's trying to get some of his followers from Facebook over to the YouTube channel. But I just thought this guy was interesting. Thanks to my wife. She's been following this guy for almost 2 years now, so we want to come by and see him. But anyway, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
And we'll be safe travels, and we'll make sure everybody hopefully catches up with you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be right back with you. Well, guys, I appreciate you watching as always. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Make sure you follow Bob. I'm going to put some links to his Facebook page, also to his YouTube page. We'll put it in the comments. We'll figure out some way to do it. But pray for his safety. And look, go to his GoFundMe page and help him out. This guy just does this on his own. No support. He does everything out of his pocket. But as always, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. God bless you. You take care.